Okay. This video is a little different because you can actually see my face instead of just my hands. Maybe that's good though. Later on you guys won't be begging me for a face reveal. Here's my face reveal. Hello. So even though you can see my face, this video is still going to be art related. I'm going to be talking about things that artists can relate to. So then that way we can look at all these things and then cry about them together. Probably the biggest thing non-artists don't really understand: sketchbooks. If I had $1 for every time somebody said, "Hey, can I look in your sketchbook?" the answer is almost always no. Sketchbooks are a very personal thing. A lot of the time artists feel the need to make their sketchbooks look perfect. We know it's a place to make mistakes, and it's a place for growth, but yet we still feel the need to make them look perfect. A lot of the times they aren't perfect, which is a big reason we don't want to show them to people. Another reason we might not want you to look through our sketchbooks, depending on how long you've been working on it for, you will see old art. If you say the phrase old art to any artist, they are probably going to go running. We've improved a lot since then, and we don't want to look at it. Sure, we might have been really proud of it at the time. A lot of times, they just want to take it and burn it. A lot of the time, whether they're talking about old art or not, you'll hear an artist say that what they make is garbage, trash. And I know that every time I've said something like that, somebody comes along and is like, "What are you talking about? This is amazing. It's way better than what I can do." Artists see all of the technical aspects of it, I suppose. We can tell when the anatomy proportions are a bit off. We can tell when the facial proportions are a bit off. We can tell when perspective is off, etc., etc. Other people don't really focus on that. Speaking of other people's crappy art abilities, every artist knows the phrase, "I can't even draw a stick figure." First off, I don't really care that you can't draw a stick figure. Second, if you can't draw a stick figure, there's probably something wrong with you. Everyone can draw a stick figure. It's just a circle and some straight lines. Or curved lines, if you want to get fancy. Not too long after the infamous "I can't even draw a stick figure" phrase, people will normally ask the question that makes any artist want to slam their head against the wall as hard as they possibly can. "Hey, can you draw me?" I'm never gonna draw you. If you genuinely want an artist to draw you, want to know what you can do, you can say, "I'll pay you." Growing up a lot of the time, a young artist will hear, "You won't make a lot of money doing art. Maybe you should just do that as a hobby." Are you really going to look this child in the eye and tell them that the one thing that they're passionate about isn't good enough? Why would anyone tell a child that, though? Like, thinking about it, it's really messed up. Way to crush a child's dreams. Also, hands. I don't even need to say anymore. You already know what I'm talking about. Art supplies are a wonderful thing. Without art supplies, we literally couldn't do the thing that we want to do. But a lot of the time, they're so expensive. They're so expensive. They're so expensive! For those of you who know my art, you know that I use a lot of Copic markers. Copic markers are freaking expensive. If you buy them in a store, they're usually $8 per marker, which is a lot of money. If you buy them online, then they're roughly $4 to $6. Still more money than I'd like to be paying for them, let's be real. But then even more than just Copic markers, there are a lot of things that cost a lot of money. You can buy liners, there are many different paints to choose from, you have so many different paper options. You can never have too much art supplies, which is why we praise places like Michael's, who always has sales. If you look online right now, I can guarantee you there's a Michael's coupon. So a lot of the time you're leaving Michael's full of art supplies, just shoving it into your pocket, walking out the store. Don't do that, that's stealing. God forbid you leave your house at all. If you go to spend the night at a friend's house or a family member's house, or you're leaving town for something, at first it'll turn into, "I'm just gonna bring a sketchbook." And then it turns into you bringing your entire freaking studio with you. It's rough. You don't want to leave any of your babies at home, then they'll be neglected. I don't know what art ideas I'll get when I'm gone. What if I need all my blues, ever? If you're a painter, you might want to do an acrylic painting. You might want to do an oil painting. You might want to use watercolors. We don't know. And on top of that, you don't know what kind of paper you want to use. It's a lot. For those of you who are in high school, middle school, or college, which I'm assuming is most, if not all of you, whenever there's a school project, you're kind of expected to go all out. But the teachers don't have to worry about that. You were probably planning to be extra. I took a psychology class, and then for one of the projects we had to pick a topic and then do research about it and present it to the class however we want. First I was like, oh, I am going to make the best poster you have ever seen in your entire teaching career. But then I thought, hey, why don't I make this booklet thing of things? The topic I chose is parenting style, and each parenting style is on like a different page. It took so long to make. It took up so much of my time, but I got 100 on it. Whenever you're in a class that isn't an art class, you will look for every excuse there is to make art for that class. And other people don't understand that. They'll be like, dude, what are you doing? This isn't an art class. Any class can double as an art class if I draw in it. So there we go! This video was different from the other things that I've done so far, but I really enjoy doing stuff like this. I guess this is something you can expect more of in the future. I hope you found this at least the slightest bit entertaining, and I also hope that you stay tuned for the next one. Goodbye!